Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's amazing session. I hope you are ready because we are going to be discussing some very important stuffs today. And today, joining me in the session is Abdul Kadi. You can introduce yourself in the chat box. So go to the chat box and introduce yourself. I would like to know your name and where you're from, right? Where you're connecting from or where you're joining in from. My name is God Knows, and I will be your host and your lead trainer today. All right. So, to the session today, we'll be talking on building your brand and applying for jobs. Okay. Building your own brand, your personal brand. What are you known for? And then you apply for jobs. All right. So for today's agenda, we have three distinct agenda. Three distinct agenda. And one is manage your digital footprints and social profiles. Number two is writing professional CVs. And number three is crafting cover letters. Crafting cover letters. Now, all these three are amazing, and these are the agendas I'll be taking us on today. All right, so for the first one, which social media handles or which social media channels do you currently use? Now, in the chat box, I would like to know which social media channels do you currently use for maybe for yourself? Now, this is not about business, right? We are talking about your own brand, your personal brand. So, what social media channels do you use in socializing with others or communicating with your friends? I would like to know in the chat box, right? So for me, I would say LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay. Now, manage your digital footprints and social profiles. What is digital footprints? What is a social profile? Now, these are the things I will be taking us on today. Your digital footprint and your social profile. These are very, very important things to note, to take note of while building your own personal brand, your digital footprint and your social profiles. Number two question is, what do you think your digital footprint is? What do you think? Like now, I know there are uh, some people who define digital footprints for so many things. But I would like to know your own definition of digital footprint. What is your digital footprint? In the chat box, please make that interesting. I'd like to know what your digital footprint is. Now, digital footprint or your digital footprint is all the stuff you leave behind as you use the internet, right? Every place you go, let's say you go to Facebook and you upload pictures. You uploaded that picture yesterday. It's a print. Now think of it as you're walking on the beach. Before the water or the ocean comes to sweep off your footprint, that print you imprint there while walking is a footprint. So for Facebook now, the bad news is, well, there's no bad news, but the news is you can't actually, there's no wave or there's no water coming to clear it off. Yeah, I can see Linda. Linda, welcome to today's session, connecting from Good Nights. All right. So, like I was saying, there is no wave or water. I described the footprint as maybe when you're walking in the beach and before the water comes to sweep it off, you are those prints you leave on the floor are what you should take note of. So I was now explaining in social, there is no wave coming to sweep off any print you leave there unless you do it yourself. Okay, so you have to be very mindful of the tracks you leave behind while you're using the internet, right? So your digital footprint is the stuff you leave behind as you use the internet. It is a part of your online history and can potentially be seen by other people. So don't think it is just you, right? Don't think it is just you that are seeing what you're leaving behind. Everybody else potentially can be seen by others. So you have to be very, very, very mindful of what you leave behind, your digital footprint. All right? Don't worry, we'll talk about that later. Now, how do we leave digital footprints? Okay, like I explained to you, while walking on the beach sand, you leave some prints. That is for walking on the beach. Now, how about the internet? How do you leave digital footprint? Now, here are the ways you can leave digital footprint while walking. Number one is social media. Social media. When you go to social media, maybe you go to Facebook or Twitter, and you leave likes, you retweet, you comment. All this engagement you do on the internet, actually leaving records while you do them. Okay. So when you like, retweet, comment, you leave a record. Make sure you adjust your privacy settings on social media. Privacy settings can't be overemphasized. Like for me, I review my privacy settings almost every month because I know that I understand what the digital footprint is and I know what I want people to see. Now, remember I said there's no wave coming to sweep off the the footprints or the digital footprints you leave behind, but you can actually adjust it. You can clear it off yourself. You can set up privacy settings that restrict people from viewing certain things in your social media profile. Now, number two, the second way of leaving digital footprint is using digital devices like your iPad, your mobile devices. Now, when I mean digital devices, I don't mean the small Nokia touch. I mean the one that can access the internet. Okay, so using digital devices like maybe some apps and websites build collect information about login details and habits. Now, when you use these devices that access the internet, you tend to go into some apps and go into some websites. And when you do that, right, I don't know if any of you have tried. Now, this is a question for you. I don't know if you've tried going online and maybe you want to visit the website. And when the website finish loading, you see a little bar under. Sometimes it can be really big and cover half of your screen. And it's requesting for you to allow the internet drop cookies, right? In while you're using the website. Okay, so most of us tend to go for yes, and sometimes there's no option. There's only a yes, or sometimes if you're lucky, you see yes and no. But when you click yes, that website automatically drops cookies in your device, be it a laptop or a computer or a tablet or whatever. Okay, they leave cookies there, and those cookies are for tracking. They can track, not like tracking anywhere you go, but tracking what you're surfing on the internet. And when you do that, they use it to run ads. Let's say, well, I don't want to go really deep into it because I'm spending so much time here. It's a really interesting session. But let's say you go and search for how shoes or wares you want to shop on maybe Jumia, and they track that keyword you searched. They see the okay, you searched for this thing, so you may have an interest in purchasing such products. And when you have an interest in purchasing such products, you they now use it to retarget you, so that when you go to Facebook, you see the same ad. You go to Instagram, you see the same ad, and stuff like that. Some people think it's wizardry, but it's not. It's just technology. Okay. So the third way to do this is to leave digital footprint is online shopping. Retailers and product review sites often leave cookies on your system, which track your activities and allow targeted advertising of products you recently reviewed. Do you understand? All right. So this is exactly what I I explained earlier. I can see Linda. Yes, Linda, you're 100% correct. So, what comes up when you search for your name on search engine? Now, after this session, I would like us to go to google.com and search for, yeah, I can see Peculiar Music. You can search for Peculiar Music in Google and see what will come up. You'll be you'll be really surprised by the results you see on Google. But after now, not now, after now, go to Google and search for your name. Okay. Now, did you know that 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during hiring processes? This is the most accurate fact I've ever read because um, I'll give you a little gist about me sometime later in the session. So stay tuned, right? But then this is something you need to know. 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during hiring processes. Okay, just keep that in mind. Let's continue. How employers use social media: 58% likes, retweets, and comment, which is leaving a record, right? 50% ensure that candidates have a professional online personal brand. Okay. Then 34% check what other people are posting about the candidate. Now, this is a little overview of what the employers are actually using social media for. So don't think they are there to only socialize or to meet up with friends, but they're also there to do these following things. And now, the little gist about me I told you I would give you is when now I have a team, right? And we are about getting a graphic developer, a graphic designer, and he talked about him. He sent me his CV, and then the next thing I requested for was his social media handle. All right, and he gave it to me, of course. So the next day, I looked him up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and everywhere I could search. And he brought out, and these social media platform brought out different, like his profile, different profile of his, and I went in and searched and looked through his profile and saw that he did an amazing work. He does amazing jobs there, right? So I was that was even the thing that led me to hire him, to recruit him. So be sure of what you're posting on the internet. If you're planning to build your brand, which you should be careful of what you post on the internet and make sure it's professional to what you're actually applying for. All right, so let's proceed. Now, how to manage your digital footprint? Number one is clean up on content, which is you can literally go to Facebook and search for maybe a picture you uploaded in 2016 and then delete it. So you can do it yourself. You can clean it up. Like I said, there's no wave coming to clean it up. You will be the one to delete it yourself. Number two is think before you click. Before you make that click, really think about it. Really, if I click this, what will be the ripple effect? What will be the consequences of this click I'm trying to click? All right. Then number three is update your privacy settings. I can't overemphasize on this. After now, make sure you go to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, every social media you've ever had, and update your privacy settings. Number four is analyze your current footprint to know where you have been in the past. All right, by simply going to Google and searching for your name. Okay, then post positive content. Don't post negative content. Don't post what you post and then maybe your potential employer will see and say, should I really hire this person? All right, so make sure you check through all this and and you'll be good to go. Okay. Now, how to change your privacy settings? You literally just go to Facebook, either your mobile device or your computer, your personal computer. You go to Facebook, log in, go to settings, go to privacy. Facebook settings, privacy. Okay. And then when you go there, go through the list of all all what you have there, everything. Don't skip out one. Just take your time. You're not rushing. Okay. Just take your time. Go through all of them. And when you go through all of them, you check what needs to be on and what needs to be turned off. So have in mind that this is actually what people are seeing on your profile. You should be in charge of what they see. All right. Then for Twitter, the same thing. It's basically the same thing for all social media handles. Log into your Twitter account, go to settings, you go to privacy settings, and you're good to go. And make sure you thoroughly go through everything there, right? The same thing for LinkedIn. To access LinkedIn, you go to linkedin.com, which is either on your mobile device or your laptop, or preferably you go to App Store, go to Google App Store or Apple Play Store, right? And download LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very interesting tool, and I'll tell you more, a very interesting facts about LinkedIn later during this session. Okay, so go to linkedin.com if you don't have a LinkedIn account and create one. If you really want to build your personal brand, I recommend this social network. LinkedIn is the best professional social network you can ever have. So if you have, good. All right. So let's continue. Create a professional profile. Now, this is LinkedIn. I told you about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is literally the best in professionalism, right? So, how to create a professional profile? LinkedIn is a social media network that focuses on personal networking and career development. This is just their niche. This is their market, right? This is what they focus on: personal networking and career development. Now, what you have in LinkedIn are the profile of experience, the network, you share content, you explore and apply for job listings. They're actually job listings in LinkedIn. So if you don't have LinkedIn, I don't know what else to tell you now other than go to LinkedIn. Go to linkedin.com. Now, creating the personal profile. The one is headline. Headline is a point of impression. And now this will include a clear profile picture of yourself, a headshot, preferably, not your full body. You don't need your full body, you just need your headshot, a professional headshot of yourself, and a summary of your experience. Now, before I continue, if you're using LinkedIn, I would like you to drop yes, you're using LinkedIn in the chat box. Let me have an idea of who I'm speaking with. Now, the second part of your profile is about, right? 120 words where you can talk about your personal experience inside and outside of work, your success stories, and your personal goals. This is the second section on LinkedIn. Now, the third one is experience. Experience. Add professional experience, your role, employment type, company name, location, and dates. Now, note these things. Now, if I'm being maybe a little too fast, or you want to go through this over again, don't worry. This session will still be here. You can access it with the same link you joined in today. Okay, so headlines, about, an experience. Add remember the word, the key word, professional. Add professional experience, your role, your employment type, your company name, your location, and your address. Now, if you look at the right part of my screen, that is how it will look on your mobile device. This is how basically personal um, your personal LinkedIn profile is. Yeah, I can see Linda Omei has LinkedIn. Linda, you're doing an amazing job if you're there. So making connections. Now, another thing about LinkedIn is connections. Connections really, because, and not just maybe you want to make friends. It's professional connections. Grow your contacts and connect with potential leads with instant messaging. All right, instant messaging is when you drop a message now, like WhatsApp. We all are acquainted with WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is an instant message, but the aim of that is to grow your contacts, and potential leads. Potential leads are basically maybe uh, a contact is basically the list of contacts which you have a plan for. Maybe you want to market to them, or maybe you want to apply for a job with them, etc. These are leads, right? Make important business connection and join professional groups of like-minded individuals on LinkedIn. So now let's go to the sharing on professional social media, the do's and don'ts, what you should do and what you shouldn't. Professional social medias like LinkedIn. Now these are the do's. Post content regularly. Keep it professional. Nurture relationship. Have a professional headshot. Like I said, it's a headshot, not your full picture. Nobody's coming to LinkedIn to see how you look. It's just your head is enough. All right. Now these are the don'ts. Do not send irrelevant messages. It is very bad. That is the last thing you want to do on LinkedIn. Do not criticize others or be negative. Do not ever do this. Number three, send messages. Send messages with I see you viewed my profile. Now, when you're sending messages and you write, and the first intro is I see you viewed my profile, because LinkedIn can actually show you who viewed your profile. And if you start sending messages with I see you viewed my profile, those people will tend to divert or leave you or leave the conversation, because it's a very awkward moment. So don't ever do that. And then do not post personal content. LinkedIn is only for professional content, for your professional brand. Don't go and post it. Like I said, don't post a full picture. Just a headshot is enough. Then talk about professional related stuff to what you do. Okay, remember, we are building your personal brand. Now, sharing content matters. Share useful insights and perspective based on your knowledge and observation. Use relevant hashtags, right? I know we all know what hashtag is. Literally writing a hash, then you continue the word, but it's actually a phrase. No, not a phrase, a word. Well, it can be a phrase, but you have to write it together. So that's literally what hashtag means. So use hashtags to indicate what your post is about, right? Hashtags are searchable and make the post discoverable. Now, for people who only have friends and you are thinking, I don't think maybe you have 50 connections on LinkedIn and you think they are too small. When you actually add a hashtag, other people outside your connection, I use connection in respect to friends, right? Other people outside your connection or your friends on LinkedIn can actually see it through that hashtag. So make sure you use relevant hashtag and make it visual. Post with images or videos to draw people's attention. Nothing draws people's attention more than a picture or a video. Okay, so if you just post long text without the picture, you are not really getting it. Then start or join conversations. All right, drive conversation with your network by asking questions and sharing points of views. Okay, so let's look at a couple of posts and know what is actually wrong. Now, Joe Soap. I'm not sure this is someone, but it's just an example. Joe Soap is a digital designer, UX UI designer. Now he posted on LinkedIn. He's so happy listening to T4F, whatever that means, while pretending to work. All right. So this person actually posted this and thought his boss wouldn't see it. Now the boss saw the post and commented, "This is a nice status update. How stupid can you be? You can fool me, but when you act in total disrespect to all your hard work, to all the hardworking people, I think that's hardworking people, abuse the environment, then you have crossed the line." Now, Joseph was hoping, well, I pray Joseph still has his job at the moment, but this is what he did. He posted and then the boss saw it. Now, this is another one. Jendo. is an account manager, and she posted something bad, literally. And then the boss was, I love this sarcastic reaction here. She said, or he said, whoever Jane, those bosses, said, I love when employees post things like this on LinkedIn. I need to see you in my office at 4. Okay, so this is a very interesting one. So don't think that nobody is seeing you. Everybody is seeing. It's the internet. The whole world is watching. So be mindful of what you post. Now, we have discussed a whole lot so far, and would like to take questions. If you have any questions, we have Abdul, which is doing an amazing job. You can post questions there. He can either answer it or I answer it for you. But let's continue. Writing professional CVs. Your CV, how professional enough is it? Now, before I continue, did you know that I told you a fun fact about LinkedIn? Did you know that after filling, let's go back to LinkedIn. Don't worry, I'll fast forward back. But then let's go back to LinkedIn. After filling your LinkedIn profile, right? After filling your uh, like the list of your work experience, where you've been, etc., like this, creating a professional profile, your profile experience, network, search, share content, and apply for jobs. Now, after filling this headline about an experience on LinkedIn, you can actually download your profile in a PDF format such that you can use it to apply for. Literally, you can download your profile on LinkedIn and it will be a good CV because it has every qualities of a curriculum vitae. Okay, so make sure if you don't have LinkedIn, I saw that Linda is in LinkedIn. So Linda, great. So let's continue. So that's just a fun fact for LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn profile can be your professional CV. Okay. So what information should you include on your CV, in your CV rather? So tell me, I want to know what information should you include in your CV? I would like to know. Okay. Now, this is what I would advise building your professional CV. Personal information. Now, these are the list of things you need to include in your CV. Now, I see Angel asked, can this lesson be saved for ease of accessibility later? It is very important. Of course, Angel, you can, the same link you used in joining in now, you can use it to join in later and watch it, but it won't be live. Okay, so you just watch the whole video much later, whenever you, maybe when you want to share with someone else or anything, so you can. All right. Now, building your professional CV. The first thing to add in your CV is personal information. Number one, your full name, your contact information, header, and a summary. That is for your personal information. Now, the second phase of your CV is your experience, your work experience, your academic history, your achievements. Now, if you've worked for maybe a couple of brands, you can add your work experience. If not, no problem. You're a fresh graduate. Okay. So academic history and achievements, your personal achievement. The third phase of your LinkedIn, sorry, I use LinkedIn a lot. Your CV should be your strengths, your personal skills, and your soft skills. Personal skills could be maybe you design websites, you graphic designer, you guru in Microsoft Office. Those are your personal skills. Then for soft skills are more of your qualities. What makes you you? Do you work under pressure? Which I don't I don't in any way work under pressure. So do you work? I know people work under pressure, which is amazing, but I don't. Speak for yourself. So I don't. You what? Do you work under pressure? Are you a good team leader? Do you have a good, brilliant communication skills? Those are soft skills. So be sure to include personal skills and soft skills. Now, number three, to make it a little interesting, so that it won't be too boring, is hobbies. Your hobbies and interests. Now, activities and passions which add value to your profile, no more than five. Don't go and give the history of your family and yourself and everything. No more than five. Okay, five is even enough. Is more than enough. So from 3 to 5 is fine. We don't get to diss the whole thing to your boss or your or your future boss. So these are the three features a good CV. Sorry, did I say three? That is five. Okay, that's four. So these are the four features a good CV should possess. Now, what is personal information? It's actually in defined, simply defined information about you. Now, in personal information have two aspects. There's a general and ways to connect you. The general is your full name and your address. Now, ways to connect you could be phone number, emails. You can maybe decide to have fun and add your LinkedIn profile or any of your social media handles you think will be relevant enough for your boss or whoever that is looking through your CV should see. So add informations like age, nationalities, and driving license. That is if you drive. All right, if you drive. But if you don't, it's not the prerequisite. It's just something to boost it up. Okay. Now, what is experience? What did you do? What did you achieve? How does this relate to your role? These are the three important questions while answering your experience in your curriculum vitae. Okay, so what did you do? What did you, so far? How, what have you done? Now, what did you achieve? You could say you spoke in this conference. You were referred by so people. You interned for this. They're amazing. Just stretch your marks now, right? Now, how does this relate to the role? How does this relate to the role? Okay, to the particular role you're looking for. Okay. Now, I would advise when developing your CV, make sure, or if possible, make sure it is crafted with respect to that particular position you're looking for. Okay. Now, when you do this, be sure that you edit it when you're planning to apply for another role. Okay, so let's say you want to apply for a role of a computer engineer. Look at your CV, leave your personal information there, and then write a few things that is related to computer engineering, right? Now, when you do this, it gives you more leverage for your boss to say, okay, I think this guy is actually good for this job. But if it is not related to computer engineering, or let's say you change your mind, you want to be a data scientist, right? Don't mix it up. Don't use this for this. Make sure you edit it and then send. All right. It's your CV. You can do whatever you want. It mustn't be a particular spec. You just have fun with it. Okay. It's your own, at least not the boss's own, not someone else's own. It's your own. So whatever is yours should be played with however you want to. Okay. So personalize it. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, translating experience to strength. Tangible experience, a human experience in work, education, or life. Reflection, consider what you did well. Consider what you did well and how can it be applied in other roles. Transferable skills, right? It can be soft or hard skills from teamwork to data analysis. Okay. Now, teamwork is a soft skill. Data analysis is a hard skill. Remember this. So make sure you distinguish between which is a soft one or a hard skill. And now, if it has the potential to be transferred to someone else or to be equipped or to be learned, right? These all contribute to strong professional profile. What are your top three strengths and why? Now, in the chat box, I would like to see what are your top three strengths and why? What are they and why do you think they are? Not just what are they. I want to know, right? So, what are your top three strengths and why? So, you tell me what they are and why they are, literally. So, let's continue. I'll read that later. So creating CV with Google Doc. I don't know if you know Google Doc. If you do, please say yes. It's actually to access Google. Google Doc is like I'm sure everybody or most people know Microsoft Word, right? Microsoft Word is owned by Microsoft. Google Doc is owned by Google, but they are basically the same software that do similar things, almost similar things. So you can actually use Google Doc to um, develop your CV, to create your CV. And there are different, amazing, interesting templates to make it fun. All right. So be sure to go to docs.google.com. I'll share another interesting fact about Google later in this session. Very soon, don't worry. So how to create a CV with Google Doc. Now download Google Doc. If you want to do it with your mobile device, download Google Doc, right? If you want to use it on your computer, go to docs.google.com. Then the next step is use CV templates. There are different templates for CV there. So use anyone you think it's fun or looks interesting. Then number three is enter informations into the template. So template is more like your template. I don't know what else to describe template as, but template is template. It's more like a template. Okay, so templates are something you can use for something made easy, an easy way to impute your information. I don't know if that helps, but template is basically templates, right? So enter the informations into the template and then save document as a PDF file so that you can share it with different people. And then this is one mistake I see people doing when submitting their CV. They submit it as okay. Angel says she knows Google Doc. Good, that's good. So they submit their CV as a Word document, right? And when you submit it as a Word document can be edited. You don't want someone to go there and mess up your CV. Let's say someone you don't like. I wouldn't say hate, but someone you don't like works in a particular company, and you send the CV. Maybe she's the secretary, and you send the CV to her or him or whoever, and she sees your CV and she has access to edit your CV. Okay, so when you send it to her, maybe she's to forward it to the boss, right? Or she has access to the company email. So you send it there and she sees, okay, she actually has access to edit it. And you leave it that way. She can go in there, or he or she can go in there. I'm not saying she, but yeah, she can go in there and yeah, okay. Peculiar says she knows Google Docs, so that's great. So he or she can go in there and mess up your CV, like put information that are not supposed to be there, or remove vital information that should be there. Okay, so don't send it as a Word document. Make sure you're sending it as a PDF. The very least, convert it to PDF. Go to Google and search for convert Word to PDF. You will see many different tools and websites. So make sure your CV, you're not sending it as a Word document. Send it as a PDF. PDF is locked. No one can edit it. Nobody edits PDF unless you use maybe some tools, but to remove your information, no, it's not possible. So make sure you submit your CV as a PDF document so nobody can go in there and tamper with it. So this is a little fun fact for you. Let's continue. Make copies of various applications, okay? They just make random copies. Now, creating digital CV on mobile. Use Google Doc app. Like I said, go to Play Store or App Store and download Google Doc rather, to create a CV on mobile. Now, you select the template. I walked through this previously. You select the template, edit the content, and save and export to PDF. Remember, PDF, not as a Word document, but excuse me, but as PDF. Okay. So I told you, okay, I'm pausing for questions. Do we have any questions so far? We've discussed different things, right? So let's continue. Crafting cover letters. Crafting cover letters. What do you use a cover letter for? A question for the audience. What do you use cover letter for. Now, cover letters or a cover letter is the easiest way to stand out from the crowd. It lets your employer learn more about you, your personality, and gain interest or insight as to why you are applying. All right, it's more of an extra information, not what normally comes in the CV, which should be left in the CV, but um, cover letter. Like if there are some other information you like to the boss to see, if you have some other information you would like the boss to see, then sure, you can include that all in the cover letter. Play around with it. So it's something extra beside your CV, but you attach it with your CV. Okay, you attach it with your CV while applying or while submitting. So that is actually what cover letter from. Now, a little fact: did you know that 45% of recruiters say that a lack of cover letter will result to a rejected CV? What? Lack of cover letter result. I'm sure many people don't know this. Well, to some extent, I didn't know it at some point, but when I found out, then I played around with it. So 45% of recruiters, which are employers, say that a lack of cover letter will result in a rejected CV. So if you don't, 45%, 45% of almost half. Wow. So make sure you include cover letters in your CV. Now, the building block for a great cover letter, right? Now, here are the building block. Number one is hi or hello or there, right? Then you get to introduction. Okay, you get to hi, hello, there, which is if you know the name of the person you're writing to, use it. You could say hi, Johnson, or hi, anybody, or there, right? Then if you know, but if you don't know, then make sure to write to whom it may concern, right? Then number two is introduction, who you are and what you do, or who you are and what you are interested in, which could be what type of job you're applying for or where you heard about it. Okay, so this is the introduction. Then summarize yourself. Describe what is important to you, what's important to you, what you're good at, what you enjoy, why you are applying. This is just a brief summary about you. Okay. Number four is problems versus solution. Explain why you are the right candidate. Now, employers love this part. I'm telling you because this is another way to showcase yourself. Like, okay, you see this problem in this company, which this is what I strongly advise everybody to do. You see, okay, maybe this particular company has this issue, and this is your own solution. This is what you're bringing to the table. So you're not just a generic employee, but you are there for a purpose. So job description, language used, company research, news and challenges in industry, work and personal skills for the job, like you are the guy or you are the man for this job. Okay, then relevant achievements, talk about your achievements. Don't worry. It's your CV. Like I said, own it. If you need to boast is your CV. But don't go too far. Okay, so certifications, volunteering, but please please make sure it is true. Not don't go and forge something that is not actually there, because they'll still find out, and if they find out, it won't be funny. So boast of what you have, of what you've attained, of your accomplishments, certifications, volunteering, achievements, languages, skills, hobbies, and interests. Okay, but don't lie. Don't lie. They will find out. Then you sign off. I am honored to be considered for this position. I look forward to hearing from you. And please let me know if you would like any more information about me. Many thanks. Kind regards. Whatever you want, you put it there. Now, if your CV is like this, tell me why you won't get that job. If it's okay, hold on. If you're the one employing, tell me why you don't employ this person, right? So explore your CV and make sure you have fun with it. It is time for questions. We have discussed a whole lot, and I would like to take your questions. Your questions. All right. So if you have any questions, as usual, drop in the chat box, or yeah, it's actually dropping in the chat box. So drop in the chat box your my moderator, Abdullah, Abdul Kadi is doing an amazing job. Amazing job. I see. I see his work, right? So if you have any questions, drop there. I will attend to them as soon as I will actually attend to them now, not as soon as possible. Okay. So any questions so far? If you don't, I will ask. Okay. So a question would be from me would be what are the three distinct areas to fill while creating your personal LinkedIn profile? Because, like I said, LinkedIn can be converted to a CV. Your LinkedIn profile can actually be downloaded and converted to a CV. So, what are they? If you know them, please drop in the chat box. I would like to read it out. Okay. So, what are your next steps? Your next steps. Your next step is to learn, because learning never ends. They never, ever end. All right. No matter how old you are, no matter how learned you are, let's say, there's so many things in the world. We have over 7.8 billion people in the world, and things keep coming out on daily basis, and you keep the innovations keep coming up, softwares keep developing. So what are the next steps? The next step is to learn learn and keep updated, be updated. And you can simply go to learn digital with dot. Okay, I'm actually okay. Yes, my moderator is dropping the links. Thank you, Abdul Kadi. You're doing an amazing job. So learn digital dot with google.com/, digital skills courses. Okay, go here, and there are so many courses in abundance to learn. Now, after this session, after this session, you can go to different links. Abdulkadi will be posting different links. Will be giving certificates, actually, certificate of attendance. So you can click there and request for a certificate just for attendance, just a way to say thank you for coming. Okay. Then you can also will see feedback forms. Feedback forms will you can click and then fill out the feedback form. Did you enjoy the session? What did you really like about our session? And then would you be interested for more? Now, for more, today's slide is actually building your brand and applying for jobs. We have different other sessions on and job search online, right? So you can actually maybe link up with whoever invited you for this session and request for a job search session. Okay, we would be more than happy to make sure, and then be sure to invite your friends, your family, your loved ones, your unliked ones, right? So we have a session on job search online, actually, and we'll teach you different ways, amazing ways. Like there's so much more. Did you know, a little fun fact on job search online? Let me just give you a little hint. Did you know you can Google is not just for searching for what is this or how to do this, or which are amazing, right? But did you know you can actually search for jobs on Google? Google has a comprehensive list of jobs. And the best part is that jobs around you. Okay? So make sure, if possible, you request for that, and we'll be more than happy to present that session just for you. Okay? So you learn more, and then you find out on social media. You go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you go to Instagram. We are literally everywhere. All right. So facebook.com/digital skills for Africa. Okay. You go to Twitter, twitter.com/digital skills AF. You go to Instagram, instagram.com/digital skills AF. Okay, you can also go to LinkedIn, of course, like most definitely. Why not? I talked about LinkedIn so much today, and why won't we be on LinkedIn? So go to Google, I'm sorry, go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever social platform you know, and search for us. We are there. And then you can also search for Sandstones, SANSTONZ. All right, Sandstones. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's just one word, at Sandstones, and follow us. Drop a like, drop a comment, and we will be glad to have you there. Right. So make sure you visit all the social media platforms. You go to, we are on now, this for Digital Skills for Africa and also Sandstones. Okay. So search for Facebook, on Twitter, search on Instagram, search on LinkedIn for Digital Skills AF, and also search for Sandstones. My name is God Knows, and I am a partner with Sandstones. I'm a trainer with Sandstones, who are partners with Google for Google Digital Skills Africa. Right? I'm sure we have learned so much, so much. Hey, Angel is here again. Yeah, now Angel, I'll be looking forward to seeing you on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and um, on Twitter too. So search for Sandstones. We are there. Okay. Now invite your friends. Now remember the session I talked about earlier, job search online. It is a very interesting session, because I see that I know we Nigerians, we want to apply for as much jobs as possible. Okay, so why not? I mean, it is you, it is your internet, it is your mobile devices, your is your laptop, is it is you. Even if you want to apply for 100 jobs and you think you're good enough to multitask, which is an amazing soft skill. Now, remember on your CV, soft skills and hard skills. Soft skills are skills about you, maybe your personal, um, what you have, what you know. Okay, so um, uh, on for the soft skills, you can add multitasking if you can. Remember, if you can, but if you cannot, and you added multitasking to the list, your boss will definitely give you a ton of work, and will be expecting you to multitask. And let's say you can't. So remember, don't lie on your CV. Make sure everything there is true. Everything there is true. Okay. So if you're good in multitasking, which me, I wouldn't say I'm best in multitasking. I love focusing on one thing at a time and make sure I give it my best. But if you can multitask, that's amazing. That's an amazing. So I actually envy people, not envy, but I actually admire people who multitask. So if you can multitask, then I don't see why not. So add it to your soft skills in your CV, and make sure you play around with it. Make sure it is, like I said, it is your CV. Okay, so make sure you have fun. Make sure you add so much. Don't be too boring. I would say that. Be professional. Be straight. Be um, put as much as you can with the amount of space you're given. Maybe let's say you're using a template. Okay, so make sure these things are there. So if, like I said, if you can multitask, then I don't see why not. Add it at there. Maybe that would be the striking force for your boss to say, okay, I want this person. This person can actually multitask, and I want someone who can multitask to work with me in my company. So, and another insight or another tip I'll give on maybe applying for jobs or developing your CV is, after writing your CV, look at it from a perspective of an employer. Okay, let's say you're trying to apply for XYZ company and they produce whatever. Okay, so make sure it is you look at your CV with a perspective of an employer, and then you know that okay, I am an employer. This is my company, and I'm looking at this CV. Is this person actually relevant to my company? Is this person actually relevant to what I do? Or can this particular person bring value to what I do? Now, these are things I tend to advise people to do. I really, really, really advise them to um, make sure that they are relevant for that company. Don't go and apply for something you have no idea whatsoever on. Don't do that, okay? Do what you know you can do. Say what you know you can do, okay? So look at it from a perspective of an employer and say, okay, this is okay. Thank you so much, Peculiar, for your feedback. That we highly cherish that. So make sure you fill the feedback form. I'm sure Abdul Kadi has dropped the form for that. Okay. So like I was saying, look at it from the perspective of an employer and say, this is my company. Will this person be relevant to me? Then if yes, your CV is good to go. But if you're having double minds in your own CV, then review your CV. Like I said, take your time. It is your CV. It's no one else's CV. You're not writing it for this person or for this person. It is yours, right? Play with the characters, play with the phrases, play with the sentences, make it catchy, make it okay. Yeah, I think this person knows what he's doing. And when you do that, then you apply. And I don't see why, like I said earlier, make sure you heard that statistics. 45% of employers say CVs are rejected because they don't have they don't have um, they don't have a cover letters, right? So make sure you explore cover letters. Sure, make sure, okay? Okay, so make sure you draft your cover letter well. Make sure your CV is well composed. Make sure your cover letter is well composed. If you know the name of the employer, write the name of the employer. You can say, "Hi, Daniel," or "Hi, Abdul," or "Hi, whoever." Address it, make it, personalize it to that person. Then that person will feel, oh, I'm actually special. Okay. But then, if not, then to whom it may concern. Okay. Then make sure you play around with your cover letter and then make sure the heading, the body, the summary, everything is well intact. Like I said, this video will be here for whenever. Let's say you want to come back next week to watch, or maybe you want to share with a friend. It's always here. Okay. So we'll be glad to have you share with your friends and watch. All right. We watch as many times as you can to make sure you did good on your CV. All right. So play around with all these things and make sure they are all up to standard before you apply. Before, like I said, think before you click. Think before you click send. When you're trying to send, make sure everything is intact before you click send. Because if you send it, there is no undoing. There's no undoing. Is there, is that is there. It's not going anywhere. Nobody is going to reverse it. Or maybe if you're sharp enough to see undo on Google when you send it on email, there's actually a 5 seconds undo there. But if not, make sure you think before you click send and make sure everything is intact. All right. And then you'll be on your way to success. And with that said, I would love to say thank you. Thank you to my moderator, Abdul Kadi. Thank you to our amazing audience. You have done so well so far. All right. I can't say thank you enough. And my name remains God knows. And I have been your coach or lead trainer for today's session. And I hope I see you again sometime. And until then, please stay safe and be good. And don't forget to click subscribe. Subscribe to this channel so that anytime a training is coming up, you can get notified. You can click the bell to get notified whenever a content is being posted on this channel. So subscribe to our channel, drop a like, drop a feedback, and thank you so much I will see you soon next time. All right. And stay safe. Thank you.